Good afternoon. Today I am going to explain Hardy-Weinberg law or genetic equilibrium. Hardy-Weinberg law, proposed in 1908, is named after the British mathematician G.H. Hardy and the German physicist E. Weinberg. It is really a consequence of Mendel's first law of segregation or law of purity of gametes. Here is an attempt is made to establish a connection between gene frequencies and evolution. According to Hardy-Weinberg law, in a Mendelian population, the gene frequency remains constant unless upsetting factors such as mutation, gene flow, genetic drift, natural selection, and isolation do not operate. I repeat the same. In a Mendelian population, the gene frequency remains constant unless upsetting factors such as mutation, gene flow, genetic drift, natural selection, and isolation do not operate. Mendelian population is an interbreeding group of organisms that share a common gene pool, or a group of organisms interbreed among themselves occupying a geographical area is called genetic population or Mendelian population. Gene frequency is the frequency of an allele or a gene in a gene pool. Sum total of genes occurring in a population of sexually reproducing organisms is called gene pool. Hardy-Weinberg law emphasizes the equilibrium of gene frequencies. It is normally believed that the recessive genes are gradually replaced by dominant genes, but this does not happen because the genes show a tendency to remain constant generation after generation. Hardy-Weinberg law is explained by taking a human example. There is a bitter chemical called phenyl thiocarbamide or PTC. Some peoples can taste PTC, which are called tasters, and some peoples cannot taste PTC, which are called non-tasters. The ability to taste PTC is often treated as a dominant genetic character. About 70% of people can taste PTC, varying from a low of 58% for indigenous Australians and 98% for indigenous peoples of the America. One study found that non-smokers, those not habituated coffee or tea, have statistically higher percentage of tasting PTC. The ability to taste PTC is due to a dominant gene, capital T. So tasters have genotypes capital T, or capital T, small t. The non-tasters have a genotype small t. The frequency of tasters and non-taster alleles vary in different human populations. Hardy-Weinberg law states that the proportions of capital T, small t, and small t will remain constant from generation to generation unless there is no upsetting factors like mutation, gene flow, genetic drift, natural selection, and isolation. This genetical statement can be translated into a simple mathematical expression, that is p plus q whole square is equal to p square plus 2pq plus q square. This formula is expressing the genotypic expectations of progeny in terms of gametic or allelic frequencies of the parental gene pool. Let us consider P is the frequency of the gene capital T in the population and Q is the frequency of its allele small t in the population. In a population of 100 individuals, there are 200 genes for this trait or character. Suppose they are 20 capital T plus 40 capital T plus 40 small t. So in a population, the frequency of gene capital T, that is small p, is equal to 40 plus 40 divided by 200 is equal to 0.4. Similarly, the frequency of gene small t or q is equal to 40 plus 80 divided by 200 is equal to 0.6. With regard to this character, there is a random mating which can be shown by a checkerboard. In this checkerboard, P is equal to 0.4 and Q is equal to 0.6. So P square is equal to 0.16, PQ is equal to 0.24 and Q square is equal to 0.36. And this can be applied to a mathematical expression. P plus Q whole square is equal to P square plus 2PQ plus Q square is equal to 1. That is P plus Q whole square is equal to 0.16 plus 0.48 plus 0.36 is equal to 1. That is P plus Q whole square is equal to 1. This equation shows that the gene frequency remains constant in a population. Any deviation from 1 results in the development of a new species. This occurs in the absence of evolutionary forces such as mutation, gene flow, genetic drift, natural selection, and isolation. Evolution can occur only if there is a change in the gene frequency. Therefore, evolution can be redefined as a shift from Hardy-Weinberg law of genetic equilibrium. I repeat the same. Evolution can be redefined as a shift from Hardy-Weinberg law of genetic equilibrium. Hardy-Weinberg law is a mathematical principle which depends on the following conditions. Number 1, the population is infinitely large and made at random. Number 2, no selection is operative. Number 3, the population is closed, that is, no immigration or emigration occurs. Immigration is the inward migration of individuals into the population from other population, and this leads to the addition of genes to the gene pool. And emigration is the outward migration of individuals from a population. This leads to the deletion of genes from the gene pool. Number 4, no mutation is operative in alleles. Number 5, meiosis is normal, so that chance is the only factor operative in gametogenesis. While these conditions are probably never met in a natural population, the significance of Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium was not immediately appreciated. In about 1935, R.A. Fisher, Sewell Wright, T. Dobzhansky, and others started to interpret and to popularize the mathematical approach for studies of genetics and evolution. That's all.